Alright guys, TacticalRab again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Paris Legion is no more. After the rumours of the last couple of months, it's official. They've changed their location to Vegas, but nothing else seemingly has changed. The logo's the same, the name of the organisation is the same, although apparently they may have wanted to change these things, but somehow managed to miss the CDL deadline in classic Paris fashion. Very much interested in your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that one. Plenty to discuss today. Of course, some rosters are confirmed. The Rokkr, many of the top rosters we might imagine for next season are pretty much locked in at this point. The other ones, I think 5 rosters as yet, we don't know. Vegas as they are now, we can still say Paris just for old time's sake, I suppose, and also for the memories. And, you know, of course, well, Paris, Vegas, how much really different is it going to be if their philosophy is the same for the last couple of years? But Paris is officially gone. I'm going to have to get used to saying Vegas now instead. And, you know, hopefully Vegas can maybe go to a different franchise in future seasons. Who knows what happens? Maybe Paris actually, maybe Vegas, sorry, buck their ideas up a little bit this season and actually, well, field a competitive team. Who knows? They've, of course, yet to confirm it. Afro wants the season to start rather quickly. Something else coming up relatively soon is the open beta on various platforms for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So this game, of course, comes out at the end of October. The beta's coming soon. So this upcoming weekend on PlayStation, there's going to be the early access one for PlayStation or whatever, and then there's the open beta. So 16th through the 20th, if you guys are on PlayStation, you can play the open beta for Modern Warfare 2. Then the weekend after is the crossplay beta with Xbox, PC, this type of stuff going on as well. So PlayStation first, as it usually has been, but yeah, Modern Warfare 2 gameplay coming up relatively soon. Kind of interesting and exciting stuff to see how it plays. Of course, I've heard all the rumors about what the movement's going to be like, how different is it going to be to you know, to the recent Call of Duty titles. Is the movement going to favor some players over others? And that's kind of the thing where, of course, most teams will want to lock in their roster already. But if you're a team like, you know, Vegas Legion or whatever, especially if you're a team considering a substitute for next season, you might, you know, some part of the thought process might go into, okay, which players might be good at this particular style of game if the movement is somewhat different to what we saw back in Modern Warfare 2019. And some teams, I think, understandably, will just wait for the first couple of months of the game to see, at least the first month of the game, to see how some of these challenger guys are doing in online tournaments, and then pick one of those up as their kind of substitute player for the team. So I think a lot does revolve around the first, well, when the game launches, and we might get some good insight really, because once the beta comes out, that's effectively the final product, right? They've been working on this game for a long time now. Hopefully it's actually pretty good. Like, you know, I honestly, at this point, I don't even get excited for the new CODs anymore, because I just, you know, I'm just setting myself up for disappointment. But I'm at least hopeful that they can do a decent job here, and with any luck, the game will be at least solid this time around. And maybe the movement changes will make things better for competitive. Who knows? We've obviously had a lot of, well, from different pro players on that the last couple of weeks or so. This just to say real quick here from TJ Halley at Methods. I wish you good fortune in the wars to come. So maybe, you know, talking about potentially TJ Halley to Vegas could be on the cards. We believe that probably Temp and TJ is a team of 2. Who's their main? We don't know. Who's their SMG other than TJ? We don't really know. But I believe that Temp and TJ is probably going to be the team of 2. And then outside of that, we heard rumors about Capstone and maybe like a guy like Venom, for example. But these rumors seem to have either fallen through, or Vegas have just got other things on their minds, such as locking in this transition to Las Vegas for next season. They didn't even call themselves the Las Vegas Legion, right? Because Las Vegas Legion opened up opportunities, like, for example, it's, you know, it's Los Angeles Guerrillas, Los Angeles Thieves, but they've just gone for Vegas Legion without even the Las Vegas before it, which is, you know, like, it gave the possibility of LVL, right? You could go for like a hashtag level up. I know that people are talking about that, or, you know, something like that. I don't know. Get a bit creative, right? I mean, the league doesn't have to grant Vegas or Paris the opportunity to move. Now they have done, like, you know, the opportunity was there to actually do something cool and interesting, but they managed to completely fluff their lines. Now, just to mention real quick on Crim, because we saw a couple of days ago, did he leak a team offer? Does he know who he's teaming with next year? What's going on there? Clip came out last night where he was effectively saying that, like, look, he's got more DMs from people wanting to play tourneys that happen when the start of the game happens, like, that don't even exist yet, than actual CDL pros trying to team with him. So seems unlikely he's going to get anywhere, unfortunately.
Yo, true story. I got more team offers for duos for tournaments that don't even exist yet from Warzone peeps than text messages from CDL players. I think I got more text messages from my family tree. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I mean, on my dad's side, I got my dad and an aunt and uncle. No one else.
The only potential opportunity really for Crim that may be left really is the Vegas Legion, right? They don't have an AR yet. It could be a Crim, it could be a Clayster. Whether they can actually give him the offer that he needs to want to go there. Maybe if the Paris Legion owner manages to get out to Vegas, gets it, hits it big at the casino, then maybe you can pay enough money to get Crim to this team. But yeah, this is the announcement video that they do last night. Charles de Gaulle to Las Vegas, I suppose is what they're saying here. This is only the beginning. So they did at least have the creativity to transfer from, the Eiffel Tower between the two. That was pretty obvious. They could have done probably more with this transition, but still, it was a decent transition, right? It goes from Paris, it goes to Vegas. It is what it is. It's kind of cool, and there we go. So anyway, Vegas Legion is now officially a thing. I thought, in fairness, when they rebranded, it was like, okay, like surely they're gonna either maybe not change their name. I think the Legion, it doesn't really work that well with Vegas. Let's be honest here. But I thought certainly their logo or even the color scheme, right? They could have changed up because they had the opportunity here to get away from Paris Legion, right? Paris Legion, so many awful connotations in the last few years. The color scheme, the logo, the branding, like everyone associates that with failure effectively. And they've gone to Vegas and everything is the same outside of the fact that it's now in Vegas. So like it's still all the same stuff. And this is what people were saying, right? Surely you change the branding. Like, I mean, there's some other options here, like the Kings, the Jack, something Vegas themed, or, like the Spades or something, right? Because in fairness, their logo is already kind of a spade. So they could maybe come up with a new logo that looks kind of like a spade, keep some like old kind of history with the organization, kind of like Dallas Empire did when they formed their logo. And their logo, actually, if you look at it closely, was like an N and a V in the crown of the Dallas Empire. So it was kind of giving homage to Envy as an organization that owned it. So they could have done something cool and similar where they changed their name, but they also maintain some sort of history from their old logo. But it turns out it's just exactly the same. Now, I mean, like, as even Mamba says, I thought it was pretty funny because I was getting roasted hard for this one. They were losing a ton of money, so they moved to Vegas where that is encouraged, right? So, I mean, yeah, maybe the plan is just to strike it big and actually be able to pay off this organization or whatever the case is. In fairness for London, though, they now find themselves being the only European organization, which is, it's not exactly a surprise necessarily that the CDL allowed Paris to move. But when the CDL first came around, it was 10-2, right? 10 North American teams, 2 European teams. And now one of them is just gone, and it's just London from the entirety of the rest of the world, effectively. So much for the Call of Duty World League for a few years ago, it's now very much North American based, and London's probably thinking, are we next to the chopping block? But I mean, yeah, I do think down the line, if the league expands, there should be a Madrid team, or there should be, other teams in Europe. It's kind of a surprise to me that Paris is gone, but in fairness, the organization never gave any attempts to actually support the kind of French scene in general. So I'm not surprised that the CDL might say, look, move to Vegas if you really want to, and hopefully in a couple of years we can actually get an organization of Vitality or whatever from France that actually wants to commit to building a French team, or at least supporting French players, because they had the chance, Paris Legion did a couple of years ago now, to sign Hydra. They passed upon the opportunity, and I mean, yeah, that obviously is rather unfortunate. Now, of course, there's many thoughts about this, because why exactly did the CDL allow these guys to move to Las Vegas? I think both the Paris Eternal as well, their Overwatch League franchise, are moving to Las Vegas as well. It's a bit of a strange one, because I think we saw the rumors that maybe Hicksy said on the Esports podcast a while ago that he was inquiring when maybe the Huntsmen were coming around about, trying to get the Vegas spot. Maybe it was the year after, I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, he was trying to get the Vegas spot, and the CDL apparently told him, no, you can't have it. That's effectively reserved. I highly doubt they're reserving it for the Paris Legion. Maybe they were reserving it for Cloud9 or something. I think there was even a rumor in last off-season that Cloud9 Vegas could have been an option there. And then maybe Cloud9 were yeah, we're not doing that anymore. It's not going to be worth it. And therefore they were well, we have a Vegas spot open, so we might as well let Paris move there, to hope at least that the Vegas Legion as a franchise now is slightly more, it's a more valuable kind of franchise location, such that in the future, Contact Gaming, who own the Paris Legion and the Paris Eternal, Vegas as they are now, can then sell that, can sell the spot on effectively. So maybe that makes sense that they move to Vegas, their franchise value goes up to some degree because it's now in Vegas, and therefore they can sell it on for maybe more money than they bought it in the first place. But yes, this has now officially been confirmed, really, that it's just going to be the Vegas Legion as it has been. So this is this is classic Legion, right? I'm pretty sure I even said a couple of weeks ago that Vegas, they wouldn't have enough money to pay the graphic designer to actually come up with a new logo and color scheme or whatever. So it's literally just the same, but it now says Vegas, right? They could have done so much more, but in classic Legion fashion, they've managed to squander the opportunity, and the logo is the same, and it doesn't really even align with Vegas at all. I really don't get it. It's frustrating to watch. And apparently Crone, because kind of people are wondering, okay, look, could this just be the early transition, and then in a couple of weeks time they're going to reveal the actual big reveal where they've changed their name, changed their branding, and they're going to be something else now. And then maybe this whole like Fleur de Lis branding, which has kind of obviously got French heritage, like maybe in future if there's a French organization they could have it. So look, who knows what happens, but I'm just hoping that next year an actual organization, a real organization, buys out the Vegas Legion and actually does this properly, because apparently they could have done this, right? As Esports say right here on Twitter, according to sources, Vegas Legion aims to switch their logo to Las Vegas's historic star symbol, but couldn't due to league deadline restrictions. So, they wanted to make it into some sort of star or whatever, like we can see it in the background here, like whatever exactly they were planning to do. They wanted to change their logo, but couldn't due to league deadline restrictions, which obviously makes it sound like it's the league's fault. But like really, if there's a deadline involved, because Vegas knew they were going to do this for months, right? This was rumored, pretty much at the start of the Vanguard season, maybe certainly like March, February, we saw the fact that things were coming out about Vegas, Paris potentially moving to Vegas. They even did a tweet actually confirming the rumors to say, yes, we're going to move, but no further talking points from them since then. So they've had several months to come up with a new logo, a new design, a new name or whatever, and submit it to the CDL, because maybe the CDL says, look, you've just got to submit this stuff to us by the start of the season, and the start of the 2023 season technically was about a few weeks ago now. I think 1 week after Champs ended, that was technically the start of the new season. So probably that was the deadline, or there was a deadline in place, and the Paris Legion just effectively just failed to deliver. And then the league was sitting there like, well, you missed our deadline, so you've got to keep the same name and logo for next season because those are the rules. So I mean, yeah, I guess they could grant some sort of exemption, but it is what it is. I guess they've got to make everything, make all the preparations the league have for the new season, and I'm sure they're probably pretty fed up of Vegas Legion at this point. But yes, that is official. They've been getting roasted from everywhere. Even CDL Pal doing a pretty good job what Vegas thinks will happen by now moving to Vegas. So I mean, yeah, one might imagine that probably nothing much is going to change. Their philosophy might be the same. We have heard, however, rumors that there might even be a facility they deliver in Vegas, such that Temp and the boys can live there, and actually, pretty good location, right? Rent, I imagine, is cheaper there than other cities, but probably on the rise. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Reciprocity House from a few years ago was based in Vegas, right, on the outskirts at least. So, I mean, yeah, those are good times. So look, we'll see what they do. Maybe they have more budget now to actually invest. We believe they're going to pay the players a bit more this season than they were last season, let's just say. But yeah, with any luck, they'll actually do a decent job. But I think in certainty, they probably will not. And even this, right, Vegas Legion picking their new roster, just straight on the slot machine. Let's just see what happens here. Just roll the dice and see what team we get. So yeah, any random AR, any random SMG, surely it can't be worse than what they delivered last season. But yeah, now it's Vegas. Does it really matter to you guys? I was hoping that this actually could be a nice little rebrand, a new life kind of injected to some degree into the franchise, but seemingly that's not the case at all. If they do pay a bit more money, actually take things a little bit more seriously, maybe pay their analysts this season would be an interesting step forwards, then I guess we'll take it. But I think it's kind of frustrating to some people that the Vegas slot, which should have quite a lot of prestige, it actually ends up going to the Legion after all. But maybe in due course they can sell it to another owner. I suppose we'll see down the line. But yeah, will they turn it around this season? It seems kind of doubtful to me. Very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. And just to finish off with this, I saw a few people referencing this again. Actually, I thought it was kind of crazy. I'd actually forgotten about this. This was February 2021 during a scrim with the FaZe guys up against Clayster and co. And I mean, yeah, this is I remember we talked about this in a video at the time, which was just so absurd how good these FaZe guys, and Simp especially, was back in Black Ops Cold War. He literally started off this scrim 23-0, and then they ended the lobby, and Clayster just had enough because they were just getting run through by Atlanta FaZe, and he put a lot of the clips on Twitter because I suppose understandably when he got a 23 streak in a scrim, he was on for the nuke and they shut him down. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button, tells the YouTube gods this is a good video, and as you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Call of Duty community. Thank you for watching as always, take care, and I'll see you next time.